Okay, hello, good morning everybody. Ooh, look, lights. Right, well, welcome to the Advertising Who Cares Summit. I'm Brian Jacobs. About 18 months ago, I think it was, Nick Manning and I were sitting in a coffee shop, as one does, and moaning about the state of the world, as one does. And we had the idea that we would start this, what's turned into a movement. And in the original blog that we wrote, we said something about if this isn't just us, if there's a few other people who worry about things like we're worrying about, maybe we should meet up and maybe we should put on an event. We genuinely thought upstairs in a pub or something like that. And then somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody wrote us a very kind email and said, I think you're going to need a bigger venue because there's a lot of interest. So I think even though it's sort of traditional to save thank yous to the end, I think we should acknowledge immediately, right now, Karen Stacey and her team from DCM who've given us a bigger venue, better than a pub. Also, we should acknowledge the fact that this is an entirely voluntary organisation, volunteer movement, if you like. We've got about 700 or so supporters, I think, now from all over the place. And significantly, we've got 70 volunteers who offered to help us in the 9 work streams that you're going to see highlighted today, presenting today. These people have given up their time, they've given up a great deal of time along with the 9 work stream leaders. They've all got day jobs, they're all very busy people, but somehow we appear to have arrived on stage at 9 o'clock with a whole bunch of slides that all look very good to me. So they deserve an enormous vote of thanks. The only brief that Nick and I gave them was that there was to be no moaning about the state of the industry, no, oh God, isn't everything terrible? Everything may be terrible, it may be not ideal, it may be that there are a lot of problems to solve, but we really want people to sort of look forward and come up with solutions and come up with ideas and recommendations rather than just simply going on about how bad things are or how bad they might be getting. We thought that the best way to at least start to tackle some of these problems was via debate and discussion, open conversations without fear or favour, without any corporate pressures. Just what do we think we need to do? What do we think are the good ideas that we need to promote? It also occurred to us that everything is connected, everything's joined up with everything else. You might have an ad tech conference or a measurement conference, and of course these things are all well and good, but the fact is they don't really change things that much because it's a little bit like if everything's a jigsaw, if you can imagine everything being as a jigsaw, and you take a little piece of it, say the measurement piece or the ad tech piece or any other piece out, and you polish it and you make it look more beautiful. The problem is when you put it back, it doesn't necessarily fit with the entire jigsaw. So if you want to change things, we think you've got to change pretty well everything. You've got to realise that everything's connected and that you need to take account of all sorts of different aspects of our business, not just the one particular specialism. So what we're going to do today is this. I'm going to chair the morning session, Nick's going to chair the afternoon session. I hope you've all seen this. I'm not going to leave it up here, but the point is simply to point out that at 10:35 we're going to break for coffee. At 10:45 we're going to break for coffee. We're going to break for lunch at about 12:35 and there'll be a tea break this afternoon. So there are breaks. And throughout, we really want to celebrate creativity in every aspect of the business, the craft, if you like, of the ad business. Going into tea and lunch and coffee breaks, we're going to play a couple of ads to remind us all of what the business is that we're in. We think often you go to conferences and everybody talks about this or that, but they don't show ads. We're in a cinema, so they're going to be cinema ads, right? That's kind of how it works. That's how it happens. You can see these as sort of little gems, if you like, to lift your spirits and to make you feel good about the business that we all love, that we're all in. And talking of little gems to lift the spirits, we wanted to start the event with a presentation or a speech from Karen Martin, who's the CEO of BBH, as I'm sure you know, and the current president of the IPA. Karen's on holiday this week. Karen is also exceptionally busy, but she was very keen to do this. So here's Karen Martin.
Hello everyone, and a huge welcome to the Advertising Who Cares Summit. What a great name for an event. I hope everyone in this room cares. I know I definitely do. And it's part of why I launched my manifesto as president of the IPA in the way I did earlier this year, bombing about Soho, shouting about creativity at 5 on a Monday morning, maybe with 8 permits. But if I'm honest, I had no idea it would resonate in the way that it did. I wanted to put creativity back at the heart of the IPA and of the industry because I believe that in this moment of massive recalibration, we have to celebrate and protect what makes this industry great. And I have no doubt that that is creativity, human creativity. I think it's fair to say that the industry has lost a bit of its swagger in recent years. Why? We're a vital engine of the UK economy, an industry that supports millions of jobs. Our work drives prosperity, innovation and reinvention across literally every sector. And as John Hegarty highlighted in his recent white paper on the business of creativity, in times of uncertainty, creativity is a reliable engine for growth. Business leaders aren't just seeing it as a nice to have, they're reframing creativity as a core business competency. 87% of leaders believe it is as critical as efficiency and cost control. So it is business critical. And when I say creativity, I don't just mean a department, I mean creativity in all things, in strategy, in production and media. And it might not be in everyone's job description, but it is everyone's responsibility. It's our collective taste, our originality, our courage, and our humanity that we bring to the table. And in this era of constant change, clients hire us for our expertise. They pay for our ability to know what will land with an audience. That is the unique human value we add, and it's what AI simply cannot replicate. Today's summit will tackle the foundations of our industry, what makes it great, what brings true value to clients, and the crucial importance of protecting the people that make this industry what it is. And if you care about this industry, and I care an awful lot, we need to come together to prove the true, tangible value of what we do, to celebrate the most creative work, ideas, and people, to lead the conversation on craft and integrity, to commit to leading with trust and transparency, to nurture the future leaders that are coming up through the ranks, to shout about the commercial value of creativity, the creativity that drives huge business impacts, the creativity that shapes culture, and the creativity that entertains. And in a world that often feels heavy, we should never underestimate the power of an idea that can make someone laugh or feel seen or just brighten their day. It's a reminder that at its heart, advertising is about making a genuine human connection, and we shouldn't ever forget that. Thank you to all the speakers who've given so much of their time putting today's agenda together. Thank you to Brian and his team for inviting me along on screen format to wax lyrical about an industry that I love so much. I'm just so sorry I can't be there in person, but I hope you have a brilliant day. Thank you very much.